Hey everybody, it's SpiceyKy. Today I want to talk to you about the newly released Uvalde school shooting footage. A lot of people are calling these cops cowards. There's an attorney that says it's a cover-up. Let me know what you think. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button for me. And if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I drop a new video. Now let's get to the content.
The police response to the school shooting in Uvalde, Texas. And we have to tell you, it's devastating. It shows a hallway surveillance video first obtained by the Austin American-Statesman and the Austin TV station, that would be KVUE. It shows how officers stood by. They stood by and they failed to engage the gunman as the teachers and the children were critically injured just right down the hall, and despite multiple calls for help. Now, this video has been edited, so you will not hear the children screaming. We don't think that's good for anybody to hear. Lilia Luciano is in Uvalde with more on this story. I don't know, Lilia, I just think how much more do these parents have to take? This is just heartbreaking. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Gail. Well, these families were caught off guard by the release of this video. They were supposed to watch it Sunday, but local media in private released it sooner. I'll tell you, these images are very difficult to watch and to hear, but some family members told me it was important for them to watch it in full so they knew exactly what police did and also what they didn't do.
Get in your room! Get in your room!
911 audio from May 24th reveals a teacher's desperation inside Robb Elementary School as the gunman fired at the building from the parking lot. Moments later, at 11:33 a.m., surveillance footage shows him walking in and turning down a hallway. One student peeking around a corner spots the gunman and runs away just as shots ring out into classrooms 111 and 112. More than 2 minutes later, at least 3 police officers race towards the classroom, retreating as the shooter fires at them. By that point, at least 11 police officers were inside the school, equipped with body armor, at least 2 rifles and 4 pistols. Police continue waiting in the hall for almost 20 minutes, and as dozens of officers from 7 different agencies arrive, they too wait and wait. More than 20 minutes after that, at 12:21 p.m., the gunman fired 4 more shots, prompting several heavily armed officers with ballistic shields to move down the hallway. But they still didn't try to enter the classroom. Nearly an hour into the massacre, the gunman hadn't been stopped, and one officer is seen sanitizing his hands before returning to lean behind a wall. Finally, at 12:50, law enforcement breaches the classroom, killing the gunman. An hour and 17 minutes after he entered the school. The footage came out as several families of the children killed were in Washington, D.C., advocating for gun reform. Its sudden release days before a scheduled private hearing left some feeling shocked, betrayed, devastated, all over again.
You broke us today for a minute, but we're not going back home. We're going to stay and we're going to fight.
In Uvalde, Mayor Don McLaughlin berated the media for sharing the leaked video.
The way that video was released today is one of the most chicken things I've ever seen.
But some community members said the criticism was misguided. Adam Martinez's son escaped Robb Elementary School during the shooting. He called the law enforcement response a disgrace.
It's like PTSD. You see him and you just want to go after him, you know? Anger, rage, they're just cowards. You need to resign.
I remember those shots being fired.
Nicole Ogburn taught 4th grade at Robb Elementary and told us the gunman fired into her classroom from the parking lot.
There wasn't just one person felling us. It was multiple people. Nobody's ever going to know how many of those could have been saved.
A recent report from the state's Rapid Response Training Center said it's possible that people could have been saved if they received medical attention sooner. As for the video, legislators will still share the findings of their report and the video privately with families on Sunday. Some families told me yesterday when I spoke with them that they still didn't know about that hearing, that was happening. Others told me they will not watch the video at all. They don't need to. Tony.
It's understandable, Lily. Thank you very much. Nothing's going to bring any of these kids back, these teachers back, but I hope that law enforcement watches that video and that training, that lessons are learned about how long one should hang back when, as we understand it, the screams of children were scrubbed from the video, which means the officers in the hallway were hearing that
too.
And yet sitting there.
You have to wonder under what world is it okay to use a hand sanitizer while children are screaming and you know that they're in there with a crazy gun.
Shocked, betrayed, devastated.
Yeah, all of the above.
In many respects, people of Uvalde would have been better if there was no police, because they wanted to go into the school, and they were tased, barricaded, beaten to prevent them from going in. My name is Mark DiCarlo. I'm an attorney in Corpus Christi, Texas. I'm representing Angeli Rose Gomez, who had rescued her own 2 children, and I'm representing numerous other families regarding wrongful death and emotional distress claims. I received a certified letter yesterday from a Walsh Gallegos, an attorney's firm, saying they're representing the Uvalde Consolidated Independent School District, and that they do not want to allow us to inspect the Robb Elementary School and a pertinent physical evidence, and they will not be providing such evidence until various law enforcement agencies and others have completed their investigation and review of the incident. They did not give me a timetable. We believe it's basically a cover-up, and we believe it's basically been a cover-up since day one, where it was announced that it was a legal sale, where there was no indication that in fact it was a legal sale that we know of. It's rather egregious. When I was up there approximately 2 weeks ago, and you see taxpayers' money using to secure an empty school, surrounding the school, and in fact, when they have the option to do something to go in to protect the children, nothing was done. But they're using taxpayers' resources and hiring law firms to prevent taxpayers from getting information, from filing lawsuits, and to discovering what happened to their children. What we need is the information. We need the videos. We need the autopsies. We need the ATF Form 4473. We don't need their opinions or their investigations. We need the facts. We don't need their opinions regarding what occurred. We don't need their opinions of what is fault. That could be actually enforced in a court of law, not by public opinion and dripping out various PR releases at various times. All the cases are different. There's one family, for example, the child that was in their home who was killed. They didn't get a chance to see that child until that child was in the funeral. So they didn't get to see the child where the child was shot. They were completely cut off from this child until they saw the child in the funeral home. I mean, obviously, it would be great if there's some social justice reform, or that we get some of these facts out regarding what we think is apparently cover-ups of many of these mass shootings. That would be great as a side effect. But I'm an attorney, that's the way I make my living, and that's how we go forward to try to get recovery for these people. And I told 1 or 2 of them, I said, look, I can't change the system. When you hire me, I'm looking for insurance money or deep pocket defendant, or a way to recover as much money as I can for you.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Spicey out.